on?
It is 2:50 on 30 May, and we are at the second temple for the day, temple number 35, Kyotakiji, which is a temple named for the pure water that Kukai was said to have struck after he prayed for a good harvest for this area. He struck his staff into the ground, and out came pure water, which turned into the waterfall that you hear behind me, or you may actually see it in just a second. That waterfall is the one that Kukai is said to have made in his prayers being answered for a good harvest. In the Daishido, we saw sacks of grain and containers of sake, which also reflect the harvest intention of this temple. Even though today it is or was sunny and dry, this is a very, very wet temple. There are streams running through it from this waterfall all through and down the pathways, down the mountain. So there's a ton of water here, which Kukai was said to have developed. This was about a 12-kilometer walk. The last couple of kilometers were steep, although we're only a part of the way up the mountain that this temple sits on. It's very peaceful. I have to say that we noticed we didn't see a single walking hen road today, and there's no walking hen roads here except for us.
And there's no other path.
There's no path
to this place.
So all of the walking people seem to have vanished, and from what we can tell, there's a handful of people who are walking all of the temples at once, and then a little bigger handful of the people who are walking sections of it at a time, and then the rest seem to all be a lot of cars, just a few bikes, a few motorcycles, and the rest is buses. So we find ourselves alone most of the time walking on the paths for the Henromichi. This is our last temple for the day, and it makes sense because it's almost 3 o'clock. We're going to head down the hillside to the bus stop, which will take us...
Tosa City.
Yeah, we're in Tosa City, which means that we just crossed a bridge from Kochi into Tosa City. We have to walk back in that direction to catch a bus to bring us back eventually to our hotel in Kochi, which is the last night that we spend here. And then we'll be headed out on the road for Temple 36.
Tomorrow we will come here again and start to walk to 36 with our backpack this time.
Yeah, exactly. I think we'll only just go to the bus stop.
Yeah,
we won't have to make the climb again.
Yeah.
But we will go to this bus stop that we leave from today and start again walking to Temple 36. We make that in one day.
Yeah.
And we stay right next to Temple 36 tomorrow. Yeah. And then after that, we start a multi-day trip down south, down to a peninsula, to Temple 37, which sits at the very, very southern bottom of the peninsula.
By itself. There's no other temples around it.
Exactly. So I guess that's it for right now, except I will say that we chanced upon in the Family Mart a delicious drink that I would recommend to everybody.
Kalpis with honey.
Kalpis lemon and honey. Very low calorie and super delicious.
Oh, and I would like to add that about the oseta in the bus.
Yeah, hold on.
I'd like to add that on the bus this morning to the stop that we stopped 2 days ago, a lady asked me, "Are we pilgrims? Are we Henros?" And I said yes. And she put in my hand a $10 bill which is 1,000 yen. And we refused. We said, no, 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 no. And she insisted and threw it on me, and we couldn't refuse. And what it made me realize is that we are who we think we are, and not objectively. There is no objective, because she was obviously an old lady, way after retirement, living on pension, living in a city that is very modest, Kochi city, taking a bus. So she has way less means than Jules and I do. But she doesn't see herself as a retired, whatever she was. Anything from school teacher, she could have been to a woman selling onigiri in a counter in a department store. But the bottom line is that that's never who she was. To her, she's a compassionate, intelligent, sensitive woman.
Holy child of God.
A holy child of God who saw two hand-rows, knows the difficulty of the journey, and in her mind, it doesn't run to how much money we have, how much money she has, does she have enough for tomorrow? She just doesn't see life this way, and that's the most important thing. Who do we think we are? She thought of herself as a generous, supportive woman, and objectively, there is nothing else. This is who she was.
And we bless her and
Thank her
and send her
pray for her
our
good
deepest
health
gratitude. And
yes,
pray for her good health and her spiritual development.
and thank you, lady. It was very nice of you. The red button.